Well, we're back. Or are we? How many times have we said that now? That we're back and we keep having to restart.
We're back this time.
Okay.
The
Are we really?
Is,
are we back?
Time, right?
Are we gonna? I'm about to break down right now and take a nap if we don't get this started.
We're back. We're back. We're back for good.
Okay, everyone. Sorry about that. What we want to say is welcome back to another episode of What Anna Said podcast. Here we are back at the couch. This time, well, I'm saying that because we started off at the couch, in the sunroom, with the brick wall, and now we're here, and and now we're here with those of you that have been watching us on YouTube, and you're always seeing us in the visuals, and you've recognized that we have been here at a different location for the last couple or many episodes. Last few episodes, and that's because of this little guy right here, Mr. Fofetti, Kim's youngest, and it's because we got to stay close to home because somebody over here doesn't know what a nap time is.
No.
And he's joining us once again on our episode. And just like we said at one of our earliest episodes, or maybe, the first episode, where I said that everywhere we are, there's always a baby somewhere.
Yes.
A baby under the couch, a baby in your back seat, a baby on your lap, a baby in your backpack. There's just always... a baby on your big back.
Yeah,
that's the one. A baby on your big back, and a big back because of your baby. Okay. Don't ask me how young my youngest baby is. We don't have to ask you how you know.
Big back.
We all know. So anyway, because thank you for getting us off topic there. Mm-hmm. But there's always a baby around. And so Fo's with us. Sienna was always with us. Now it's Fo's time. Yep. Oh my goodness, guys. I think we're close to our anniversary.
We are, I think, October 17th.
What?
Was the first day we recorded an episode.
Really?
When I was going through, through footage.
When I was going through the footage.
One of my, what?
Get it together, dude. Look at me right now. Look at me in my eyes.
It's a late night.
Look at me in my eyes. Okay. For our audience, for our listeners out there, first, there's two things. First, let me apologize for the circus that's happening right now. These two need to get it together. Second of all, it's late. It's in the evening. As a parent, you know that early mornings and late nights are that's the time where everybody's asleep so that you don't have all that extra noise going on and you don't have to really step out of the home or find time and with everybody's schedules. Mm-hmm. These are the best times that work for us. So some people here, they need to take a nap. Okay.
Or a coffee. Either or. I'll take either or. But yes, our anniversary is coming up. And I know on our other episode, we did talk about.
You just took that whole conversation from how did you jump in the conversation and just take the lead on it?
Go ahead. Okay, go ahead. Yes, thank you. The CIC. But we're gonna our anniversary is coming up, and I know we did mention about doing a giveaway. So looking forward to that. Sally will post the details on that soon. So
you now have a task.
So everyone stay tuned for our giveaway coming up. Just to celebrate our 1 year of what Anna said has got us through, what we've been through, if you see all the behind the scenes of meeting together. So
it's been 1 whole year of us just doing something that we've always said we were gonna do.
Yeah.
Starting it out. Here we are at the end of the 1 year and we still have 2 microphones. So look at that. Look at that. That's what you call consistency right there.
Right there.
Consistently don't have
exactly
the equipment needed.
But continue to show up.
And did you continue to show up?
I don't know. Did I?
We do know?
Actually, I did.
Okay.
Actually, there's an episode where you weren't in there.
Ago.
Huh?
Sally, wait.
Excuse me?
Wait. Shut your mouth so that she can speak, please.
So we made a decision that we needed to film earlier this week, and I did not have a ride.
Why is that, Sally? Okay, so what I'm understanding from this is that you were supposed to record an episode together, and then you didn't have a ride. Continue. What?
So I told Kim I would start running to her house.
And I said, good idea.
So
She refused to pick me
Kim was supposed to pick you up.
Yep.
She refused. And
Sally gave the option
Kim,
to run.
I think you owe
And
an
since
apology
that's Sally's
to our
goal,
listeners.
That's Sally's goal for the marathon. I was like, great idea, sis. Go ahead and run over here. Okay. So, but she never did. She never put those running
Speaking
shoes
of
on.
big backs, wait, were we speaking of big backs?
Excuse me.
Let's give this over here. So, you guys, basically what we're saying is we had a whole year where we got to learn from what to do and what not to do, what to keep doing and what to stop immediately. Stop doing immediately. Okay? I just want to say thank you to everybody who's been so supportive from the beginning. Even now, you guys just continue to encourage us, and even the fact that you even just care to support, that means so much. So I really am grateful for that, and we really do owe you guys consistency and to
Yes.
be able to run another year and do better. But anyway, speaking of doing better, we spoke last episode. I was going to say last week, but last episode about homeschooling and how that has been basically the topic of discussion lately, and the new thing that's been happening with our lives, just with you two trying to navigate life and
Yep.
and both of your schedules with the co-op,
Yep.
and also Sally learning to kind of unlearn the
Unlearn a
schedule,
lot.
the schedule that you were so used to, you and your children
Yep.
were confined to with them being in public school, and now having to learn how to have you make your own schedule on your own
Yes.
time, and what works best for you and what learning styles work best. So you guys have been doing that the past couple of months, and I see you guys snaps and videos when I'm at work, and I see how y'all are getting together to learn so many different things with the kids, and it's really so cool. And it really gives me a lot of FOMO because just I was staying home mom for 10 years, and nobody was on this page. Now everybody want to do a homeschool. First of all, can I just say, in 2020, when the kids were at home, and I was thriving because I got a whole. I set up our kitchen like it was a like it was a classroom. I had the desk. I had everything, and I do remember somebody making fun of me for my whiteboard and expo markers and
definitely not me.
And now look. And
Yeah,
now look,
that's
we have a
definitely
whole school. We have a whole little homeschool, Little Champs Academy. But no, I'm so excited for you guys. Sally,
you.
how is that going for you so far? And I know we spoke a lot about it last time, but just more in depth of how this journey is going for you, especially.
Right. To be honest, it's going. Okay. There are days. I know the reason why I wanted to pull the kids out of public school. So that's the main thing that's holding me to my word of doing the thing that I wanted to do with them, by having them at home, being able to have more of an impact, more of a hand in their life. Hold on. But it's been hard.
Yeah.
It's there are hard times. I'm trying to unlearn a
What's
lot.
hard?
Just the hard part is the mindset, I think, and then trying to find a schedule, trying to find what works for our family, because I went from working, being a mom who was working full time at home, and then still having to take the kids to school, so they're gone for most of the day, and then now having them home all the time. I love having them home, but it's just trying to tell myself that the choice that I made was the right choice. I think there's a lot of doubt that creeps into my mind here and there of like, maybe
Get rid of it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
know.
get rid of it.
I know I
Yeah.
need to get rid of it. So there's a lot of that comes into my mind, and I think maybe I'm ruining them, or maybe I made the wrong choice. Maybe I pulled them out too soon. I should probably thought it my way through. But what I continue to remind myself is we're gonna learn as we go. I mean, that's the best way most times to learn, is you just got to do it, and then you'll just learn what to keep, what to not keep. And so yeah, it's been really great. I think what's really helpful is having Kim, who's like a homeschool whiz right now. I know she's laughing because I know she hasn't been consistent, so that's why she's laughing. But when Kim sets her mind to doing the thing that she says she's gonna do, she just really thrives. And I think, especially with the homeschooling, it's just so much fun getting to do that with Kim. But the reason why I pulled the kids out of school, I guess that would be the main thing that I should have started with, was just really getting to let them be, just really letting them get to express themselves and become who they really are without any limitations, you know? Like, obviously, there are some things that you're gonna have to guide your child away from or whatever. I think I'm not even explaining things.
Well, I mean,
I'm better when I write things out versus say things. So
we'll be better at
that's why
speaking.
it's
Also,
what Anna said, pod. But I do need to get better at speaking. Yeah,
but I'm kidding. But and I have to say that because some of our listeners might not know our dynamic and think that I'm being mean.
Yeah.
And
a lot of people think Anna's mean.
And
I joke around and say she's a jack.
Right, like these are all jokes.
But these are jokes.
Please tell them.
Yes, I'm telling them. You are a real jack, but Anna's type of humor, but we're getting
anyway. So like I was saying, but you know, that's everything that you just share. Like you said, that this, you know, you're constantly going back and forth with the decision that you make. Is it okay? Am I ruining my kids by taking them out? Do I have a structure for them to follow that gives them something that they can take as they get older? Am I giving them the tools that they need in life, and not just in schooling, but in life? You know, are they getting enough social time, you know, with their peers? And am I making them weirdos? Because you know what they say about homeschool kids.
Yeah. Hey, but I'll claim that, okay? I'll claim the whole weirdo.
Your kids were weird before the homeschool, so that's fine. But I totally see that. And when I said, you know, like when I told you, what did I say?
You said stop that.
Yeah, stop
meaning
that.
the negative, like
meaning that doubt and
like
stuff.
Doubt,
because something that we talked about a lot before you made, because this wasn't a decision that you made quickly.
No.
It's something we talked about a lot. And if you pull up our past episodes, we talked about it then too.
Yeah.
And so what I'm saying is, you know, we always talk, my sisters and I always talk about that verse that when it comes to our children especially, and it is also the verse that you guys use as your motto in your homeschool, in your Little Champs Academy, which is right there on the board. Proverbs 22:6, which is train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. And what that basically means is your lifestyle. It's a lifestyle that we chose to have as mothers, and something that is so great about, to me, and I'm speaking for myself, and I'm sure my sisters agree, something that was so great about me having children was that my sisters had children at the same time. And that was the best thing ever, because we got to raise our kids at the same time. The greatest thing is that when I became a mother, that you also shortly after became parents, and you had children, which meant we got to raise our kids at the same time. And so this verse really came to life for us and had real meaning in our life, because it was something that we get to apply to our children. And training up a child in the way that they should go is a lifestyle. It's not just in spiritual, you know, it's not just speaking about spiritual, but even in our practical day-to-day, which is a big reason why you chose to do homeschool, a big reason why you chose to have a hand in their day-to-day life, in the way that they think, the things that they see, getting to frame their, you know, their point of view, teaching them the things that are important in life, and emphasizing the things that are critical.
Right. And like, these are things that you can also do with children being in public school too, because you have, Anna still has children that are in public school, and they're thriving as well.
Well, they have no choice. they better thrive. We got one shot at this.
Right, exactly. So I mean, like, these are still things that you can apply, whether
of course
homeschooled, not homeschooled. Exactly. Homeschooling is not something that I've ever in my life ever imagined that I would even do. I mean, having children itself wasn't something that I ever imagined, but as I had children, as I became a mom, as I learned how to parent, as I, you know, continue to just do life as a mom, as a, you know, as a wife, these are just things that just come about.
Exactly. So I'm bringing that back up to remind you of the reason why you decided to homeschool, and what I want you to hold on to whenever you are having those doubts, because this is, you can always hold on to the truth.
Yep.
Which, like I said earlier, train up
Mhm.
a child in the way she go. When they are old, they will
Yep.
never depart from it.
Mhm.
That is something that you should know as
Yeah.
a child of parents that trained you
Yeah.
in every way,
Yeah.
in every
Mhm.
situation.
Yeah.
And so everything.
I'm glad you're bringing that up because that is what I always go back to.
Exactly.
Is holding on to God's word that will always stand on its own.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to take this somewhere else.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah,
mean,
don't.
there are moments but I shared everything else, but that is also something that I have to always check myself. Like, okay, this is the reason why. Like, always looking back at the purpose
Exactly.
of why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Exactly.
I'm not just doing things just because I felt like
Yeah.
this year we're just gonna
Right. And this was an intentional decision. And so just for you to hold on to whenever those thoughts come into your mind, and that's why you need to take every thought captive, chuck it out of there, fill it in with God's word. That's why the kids verse that they had
Psalm
this week,
119:11.
their verse for this week in their Sunday school,
Yeah.
that's why it's important to hide God's word into your heart, so that
when those moments come, you'll quickly
exactly
remember.
But so like I said, that truth is the reason why we decided to homeschool. And when I say we, it was a whole family decision. We talked about it, all of us. We prayed over it. We prayed for Sally and her kids and what was best for her to do, because we knew it'd be a challenge. Having that homeschool time, and when you have 5 kids, all different ages, you have your toddler, you have everybody has different needs, everybody has different learning levels and attention spans, and that's a difficult thing to do, but all things are possible through Christ. And so to see you guys going through that, I'm seeing that everything is possible,
and learning that because I always thought that I had to have like so much X amount of money, X amount of dollars to be able to homeschool.
Exactly.
But you can definitely do homeschool with like no money.
One thing I love when you don't have all the pieces to the puzzle is that's when you really discover the resources in your community, the resources around you. And that's when you really discover, like, if you have like the tenacity, the grit.
Yeah, we're getting to the nitty-gritty.
Yes.
The nitty-gritty. Okay?
Let's
get down to the nitty-gritty. That's when you discover all of those things. That, when the rubber meets the road, you're like, do I got it? Yes, I do. Every time.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
So
been a fun adventure, trying to figure out, how to.
I know you guys utilize the library's resources a lot.
Oh, we do.
To be able to gather all those kids in one room.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we actually have been using the library. They do have their classrooms there that you're able to check out. Is that the word? Rent, whatever. Check out for a couple of hours. And we had this lesson.
We're not teachers. We're just moms.
We had this lesson that Sally. It's a parent.
Yeah. We had this lesson that Sally prepared for the kids, and she was reading this book called The Magical Yet. And it was just teaching the kids about changing from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. So instead of saying, I can't do this, you say, I can't do this yet. And it was just so funny because the kids, Sally also put it, on the whiteboard there, all these different sayings. This is too hard. Another one that says, this is too hard, but I can do it. Just all these different, from a fixed to growth. And the kids will go up and circle all their different, the growth mindset, X out the fixed mindset. And it reminded me, one day we were sitting here with my Anna, and one of the twins was talking to Anna and telling Anna, hey Anna, guess what Anna, yes or no? And Anna was like, no, I don't want to hear you, siblings. And so George was like, okay, then I'm not going to tell you. I was going to tell you, if you say yes, I was going to say you're pretty, but you're not. So then Anna was like, I don't care, I'm not pretty yet. And then she walked off so proud. I was like, yeah, that's Anna for sure. But it's just the kids, they were using that so much, just the yet and their growth mindset. Just recently, we got together at the library just last week, and we were doing this phonics game called It's Raining Words, and they would have to put all the phonics sounds together to build a word. And I remember the word was can, and I was like, okay, put that in the sentence. And Anna was like, I can do hard things. And
Period.
I said, period, girly. You can do hard things. And I was like, that's it. Because that is it for our little champs, is that we can do hard things.
Exactly.
Even with diving into homeschooling as a first generation homeschoolers, people may look at us like we're crazy. Like, what are you doing? Yeah. Especially as Polynesians, like, y'all don't do that. Send them to public, girl. But it's just like, just hearing Anna saying, like, I can do, oh, give me some sentences. I can do hard things. I said, that's it, girl. I was just so proud. And just, that's just like one of the little, gold nuggets that I take from homeschooling. And one of the things that I cherish. Oh, I just love them getting together so much. And just also having my sister alongside of me also encourages me.
Yeah.
I was just writing her just a couple of days ago, all the plans and the excitement and just looking forward to our new printer coming. That's like a big win for our little champs. We can print thousands of pages. So we're just so excited.
Look at y'all and your new printer.
Yes.
Scared of y'all.
So excited. Literally.
Scared of what you'll
We've
be
been
printing.
This printer, so it's so exciting.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. I love seeing you guys. I love seeing all the kids get together and learn new things, learning the power of words, learning how words can change. The words are literally life.
Yes.
And you speak life with your vocabulary.
Yes.
And so them learning the power of the word yet.
Yes.
Because they remove the period at the end of the sentence and they leave that space for possibility. They leave that space for God to work. They leave that space for all of the things that that they have in store for them. So that's wonderful.
Yes. And that's one thing that also was just how you guys were mentioning about training up a child and just being intentional in our lifestyle goes for the parents as well. One thing that I have learned with homeschooling is the way that I live my life. And when my children look to me, the life that I'm living, if they see mom and dad are doing things or we're telling them you should do this and act this way, but we're not doing it, like, who are we to teach our children? So that's one thing homeschooling has also taught myself is also that I'm growing alongside my children and in a way where
amen
we can,
to that.
in a way that we can all, I'm teaching them like communication, how to, process our feelings, our big emotions. Cause I remember I just told Aki something the other day, right? I said, okay, when you're frustrated, you need to talk to me. You need to, but I remember I was very frustrated. And then I said, okay, now you and your brother need to hug it out because you guys were fighting, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, mama, you told me I'm not ready to hug him yet. I need to take a couple deep breaths, mama. And then I'm going to hug him. And I was like, I remember sitting there like, I told you to hug him. But I remember sitting there, I was like, yeah, you're right, Aki. I did say when you're ready, just take your deep breaths, give him a hug. And then everyone was happy, So, but it's funny because when you tell your kids something, they will make sure you're doing it.
Yeah, because that takes me back to, because my kids spend a lot of time with Kim and her children as well. And so there was something I remember I had made a promise to Samson if he had to do like some type of chore outside of his regular chores. Yeah. And I would pay him $5. And I remember immediately after he did it, he kept asking me for the $5. And I kept telling him, no, not right now.
Yeah.
And immediately he said, what? Like, now I don't trust you, mama. Now there's no trust. And I was like, I know that this little language
teaching the
is coming from his auntie, from his other mama, from Mama K.
Yes,
they call her Mama K sometimes at our place. So
yes, we were definitely, when they came over, that was our lesson that I was teaching the kids was trust. Because that's one thing that I teach my children.
When those words came out of his mouth, I was like, oh.
What's going on over there at that house?
No. This was like months ago.
Yeah.
And so I just remember I was like, oh, okay, he's right though. You got to build that trust with your children. And even though I never said I wasn't going to give it to him, he immediately took the lesson
now.
He learned with Auntie Kimmy.
What I love about kids is that they know when to use the lesson.
They do. They do.
They be so slick. They are so slick. Oh, so you understand the lesson, huh?
Right.
Kids are so funny like that.
There was something that I saw on social media. It said something about, they say that kids do what you do.
Yep. Yeah, they mirror you.
They mirror you. And then the mom's
you had to learn that from social media?
No.
Oh.
Okay. And then the mom's like, okay, they see me washing these dishes and doing the laundry. But they don't do that. So they're like,
I don't know where you got that little meme. Throw that in the trash, okay? Because I don't know how many times they saw me sweep this floor
Yes.
and put these clothes away.
Yes.
Girl, they
That's what I saw on
know.
social media.
That's in nature.
About to preach, huh?
Kids are so good. They're so funny. They really are the best of us, and they really
Yes.
are
Yes.
a mirror of
Yes.
everything you
Yes,
do.
exactly.
Just everything you do. Kids are just so sweet. They're so kind. They're funny little people,
yes.
and they really do show. Yeah, they forgive so
Mhm.
easily.
hard.
They love so hard. They make friends easily.
Yeah.
We need to be taking a lesson
Yes,
out
from the
of their
kids.
book, because kids really know. That's probably
They
why
do.
Jesus said, "Let all the children come to me." He's like,
Yeah.
what do you think about? Because the way I need to have all the kids come to me, and let's have a conference Zoom
Right.
meeting. And what do y'all think about this? Should I forgive them? Because kids really are.
Yeah.
They're just, they have the biggest hearts, and that just goes right back into like what we were saying with train up a child,
Exactly.
because even the best things of them that we're speaking about now,
Oh,
you know,
yes.
those are the things that we're intentionally
yeah.
trying to train. And like Kim said, that training comes through you as the parent
Exactly.
living that
Yes.
lifestyle,
Yeah.
because they're gonna clock that real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah, they
Samson-
gonna call you out.
Like Samson said, "No, I don't trust you.
I don't trust you, mama.
No, I don't trust you. Keep your dusty $5." Okay,
Basically,
that's basically what he said.
Basically.
He's probably gonna try to find his way back to Auntie Kimmy's house.
I'm sure he's already planning, girl.
But that's so funny. Hang on, I'm trying to find the
Yeah.
what next from that.
Connection.
Yeah.
Maybe like, what are your plans as you continue?
Okay. But speaking of that,
Mhm.
what are your plans with homeschool as you continue, say maybe in the next 5 years? Right now with the little champs, you guys are
Yes.
just starting, you know, you're building your foundation.
Yes.
You're getting the kids used to this new way of learning, getting
Yeah.
them excited, which they already are so fast. If anything, the kids have taken to it so quickly. You guys need to get your stuff together.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, for
Exactly.
sure.
Because they're soaking everything up.
Yeah.
They're learning everything you guys are putting out there. Like, they're hungry
Yes,
for this
they
knowledge.
are.
Kids are like
Yes.
little sponges.
Yes.
And they soak everything up,
Every
whether
single
you
thing.
want them to or
Yep.
not. These
Yep.
kids. It's so funny because we talk about things that the kids already know without
Mhm.
us teaching it to
Yep.
them. You know, because they're a product of their environment.
Exactly.
For example, one day we came here to Kim's house. All of us came over, and Kim was in the middle of frying pankeke, you know, keke bai.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't, that's like a Tongan breakfast
Yeah.
pancake.
Yeah.
And so, and you know, Kim's kids immediately all eating keke bai. Sally's
Uh-huh.
kids, my kids. And you know, you look at them and you're like, "Yep, these are some Tongan kids."
Yeah.
You know, if they had to choose between pancakes,
Uh-huh.
American pancakes, and
They're
Tongan
like, yeah.
keke, they're gonna choose the
Tongan
keke
one. Yeah.
every time. You know, they're just a product of their environment,
Yes.
of their surroundings. And so, in order
That's
to
like the
train
bread.
them, right?
Yeah.
Just like bread. The last time we were here, Kim made some homemade bread, and she
Mhm.
also bought French
French
bread
bread.
from the store.
Yeah.
And all her kids were like, "We don't want that French bread. We want the homemade bread." And Neela was asking Kim,
Uh-huh.
"Mama, why did you bring that? Like, what is that?" They don't even recognize anything out if it's not homemade.
Uh-huh.
And that's just because of the way that they grew up. And that's
Yeah.
the same, you know, that just goes back into your kids really see everything that you do, even the
Exactly.
way that you eat.
Yep.
They
that
pick
too.
they
Yep.
pick all of that
Exactly.
stuff up. But
Yeah.
anyway, so moving on with your homeschooling, what's your plan? What do you see for the next 5 years? Because, you know, right now everybody's the same age. We're all
Yep.
kind of in the beginning stages of learning. Your oldest is Samson and Aki, so
Yeah.
you know that's just like second grade, first
Yeah.
grade.
Third.
So they're still in their primary years, you know, in elementary. Where do you guys see this moving as they get older? And
Yeah, so I definitely see us just growing. I see myself in 5 years, you know, not just myself, but me and my sister and our community of homeschoolers, I see it growing. So with our especially with our Polynesian community, you know, it's homeschooling is very taboo. No one homeschools. Like you know.
Well, rarely. I mean, there
Yeah,
are,
rarely.
right,
There
but
are
it's
homeschoolers, yes,
not a thing.
but it's not.
for
Yeah,
us.
it's not a thing for us. A lot of homeschoolers now that are Polynesian are all first generation homeschoolers.
Mhm.
So definitely here within our community, I would love to see it grow. I would love that, you know, as we grow in 5 years, that we even have workshops within our homeschooling group. So, you know, like wood workshops, doing like a woodcraft as what's it called, as Christmas approaches. Maybe we're doing something for Christmas for the little champs to work on. Just recently, me and my little family, Home Depot has those kids workshops. They have it once a month, the first Saturday of the month, and everything's provided. You just sign up and go. So we went over there, and it's just so cool seeing them provide the apron and all the little, you know, all the little kids with the hammers, hammering and stuff. And that's just my vision in 5 years, that we have something like that, but for our homeschoolers. And then not just that, but then also with me also stepping away from the extreme brand and doing my own aerobic fitness classes, having plays, even like my vision for us to have our own plays, you know, like the theater, and we have our own group that we do plays, and we can, you know, do it for the community or whatever.
I know.
Just,
I'm like,
sorry, just throwing everything, but yes, yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, that sounded like a lot of answers. I got lost and then I came back. What you have told us is there is a lot that you are planning.
Yes.
The most important thing that I got from that is that you are planning.
Yes.
Your little mind is going to work. You have plans there
It's
for the
finally
future.
working.
You've got
Go.
Right. You've
Out
got
the mud.
I was just trying to
Okay.
talk, but you've got goals, and that's good.
Yeah.
You know, and you guys are working toward building a larger community for homeschoolers,
For sure.
especially for in our Polynesian community.
Yes, we would
that
love
that they
more.
have a community here that's starting.
Exactly.
That, you know, that you guys build a presence and you're able to reach out to anyone who's interested in it, and not just that, but that you guys are thriving, that the kids are thriving, that it shows to them and their life. And I already see it in this short amount of time. Sally's daughter, Harper especially, just seeing her really step into her own being and literally and seeing her true character shine, man, it is just such a, it's so fulfilling for me as an auntie to look at her and see her step out of her shell and be so comfortable and so safe to be herself.
Yeah.
And she's not afraid to be judged. She's not afraid, you know, because nobody can be more silly than Auntie Kimmy. So the kids, the kids have permission to be as silly as they want to, because it doesn't matter how silly or goofy I look. You can't make fun of me because the teacher's goofier than I am. And
that's for sure.
The kids, they are having a blast.
Yeah,
they are
for
really,
sure.
really like enjoying their time. And right now, just watching them all kind of discover their superpowers, you know, seeing what each different person's superpower is. My nephew, Samson, has recently discovered Elvis Presley.
Yes.
And when I say discovered, I mean, he knows
Everything.
all his songs word
Everything.
for word.
Yep.
The dance moves, the
history,
history, the life of Elvis Presley. He knows
Exactly.
about Graceland.
Yes,
He's
just
researching everything,
Yes.
past,
That's
present,
where he wants
future.
to go. Just
And it's just so funny seeing all of their different interests, you know, and it's so different from when I saw them in public school and seeing them in this new light. That's just so great for them. But like Sally was sharing earlier about what we were speaking of, this just doesn't, you know, it's training up your child in the way that should go. And this is not something that, oh, I need to pull out my kids and be with them together 24/7 to be able to do. Just like she said, my kids are in public school, and that's the best thing for them right now, so that they can get their learning, and they're thriving on their own, and they have another path that they're going on. But, you know, we still get to see them develop, and it's funny because they're always like, well, what? I wish I was homeschooled. I want to be homeschooled too. I'm like, no, you just don't want to wake up. You need to get up. But yeah, it's just been such a joy to see. I'm so excited for what the future has to bring, because if this short amount of time, these little changes have brought out such a huge reward already. And in seeing what the kids are now doing and how they're just enjoying life, I'm excited to see what's coming. Like, It's crazy. It's of course 1 + 1 will always equal 2, but
Yes.
it is just crazy how life changing this has been for them. Okay, what did you do whenever you had the thought of taking your kids? Because I really want our viewers and listeners to understand.
Yeah.
Because you say it's so easy
Yes.
to move them out of public school and
Mhm.
move them to homeschool. For someone who might be contemplating about the decision,
Mhm.
that could be a deciding factor for them. Is this gonna be hella? Like, is it gonna be too much? Is it a headache? Getting the papers required or whatever to move my kids from public school to homeschool. Do I need to prove something? Do I need to tell
No,
them?
here in the state of Texas, it's super easy. It's just you're just sending them an email or a letter saying that you're withdrawing your child from school. I know.
Do you have to give them a reason why?
I just said that I was homeschooling, but there is a Texas homeschool. Is it the coalition?
Yes, the website.
There's a website where you can go and they have the letter already filled out for you. You just insert your child's name, you insert your name.
So like a template.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then you just email that over to the admin.
school? Mhm.
Yeah, the admin or the principal.
Yeah. And then
And that was it.
And that was it. Okay.
That was it.
Yeah.
I know that for a lot of parents, they have shared that it was hard for them.
Mhm.
Not hard, but they had a little bit of a pushback. But that's gonna be kind of what you're gonna get in the state of Texas if your child is already in the process of school. I pulled out my kids before registration.
Okay.
Before it was time for the new school year.
Okay. So that was probably
So that made
that
it
helped a lot,
super-
probably.
Yeah, it helped a lot. I know some schools may ask for you to come up, sign something. You're not required to in the state of
Yeah.
Texas. There's something else that you
not all.
can send. All of that information, all the
Mhm.
templates are on that Texas homeschool website, which I
Coalition
can always,
website.
yeah,
Yeah.
I can always add the link in our.
Yeah, do that
On
just in
YouTube.
case anybody has any questions. And if you do have questions, please reach out. Kim and Sally don't know anything apparently, obviously, right? They don't know everything about
I
homeschool.
am
But-
taking it one step at a time.
But what they do know, they'd be so happy to share. And what they don't know, they're so happy to look into it.
yeah,
Sally loves reading a good informational
I just like reading.
anything.
I am a contract girly, like so.
Yeah.
Like I will look at like the terms
Yeah.
and conditions, the things that people don't read.
Right.
I love reading those because I like to know what.
Did you read the terms and conditions when you told Maki you were going to give him $5 and you didn't?
There are no terms and conditions
Because
other than
that
my word.
contract
so.
was unfulfilled. It was unfulfilled. But yeah, so please, as Sally and Kim
could
go on
always
this
look into
journey,
it.
you guys can always reach out because I know a lot of our viewers always ask questions, especially our listeners and our supporters. Like whenever we're out and we get these questions a lot, I'm always like so happy to point you to this one or this one for your answer because they're going into that season right now. They're the best people to talk to, especially if you don't know, because we also don't know. And it's so
We're just
fun when
learning as
you
we
don't
go.
know and you get with a group that doesn't know and you can find answers together.
Yeah.
That's what makes it so fun. So thank you for that, Sally.
You're welcome.
So anyway, thank you guys for joining in and paying attention to the homeschool journey of Sally and Kim for Little Champs Academy.
yeah. Little Champs Academy.
I hope that there will be, not I hope, there will be more of an update towards the end, but we did share at the beginning of this episode that we are coming to the anniversary of our podcast.
Yes.
And like Kim shared, there will be a giveaway. Sally will put those details together. The details of the giveaway will be put out. And so it just as a thank you for everyone who continues to support us. And, at the beginning of this, it's so crazy what a year can do because at the beginning of this, all our kids, Sally and I, our kids were in public school.
Yeah.
Sally was working full time.
Yep.
I was, I didn't go into,
yeah.
I wasn't looking at real estate at all, which I shared on the last episode that I'm doing now. And so many changes have happened
Yeah.
in a year.
Mhm.
Kim wasn't pregnant. There's a little
Yeah.
baby with us now.
Mhm.
Sienna was already with us.
Sienna was with us.
Sienna was Sienna
And
was
we had to really work around her schedule.
Sienna was brand spanking new.
Mhm.
And she was a little red tomato
Mhm.
because she was always crying. She was always red. And yeah, and so you guys really got to see us through a lot of changes in our life in just a year. And it's so crazy that you don't realize the things that are happening within just 1 year until you start documenting it.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
really that really was the goal of this podcast.
Yes.
Was starting it is to walk alongside each other and also all our virtual sisters out there to walk alongside life together and journey together. And a lot of you have shared your stories with us, or you have shared your shared the similarities that we share, or that you share with your siblings, and that's been so much fun to see and to listen to, and to just have like this virtual community with everybody. And we're just so thankful for that, and we really appreciate everybody who's been here from the beginning, especially because it's been rough.
It's been rough.
Okay, this podcast is far from where we want it to be, but it definitely is moving in that direction every day. And we're so inspired by you guys and everything that you have shared with us in just this one
so many
short
stories
year.
to be shared.
So many stories to be shared, and so many coming, and so many more guests coming. And so exciting time with this homeschool, with raising our children alongside all of you, because a lot of moms are here too. And we just thank you guys for joining us with this chaos, this weird organized chaos that we have in our world. Because if you're a mom, you know. If you know, you know. Thank you guys for joining us, and thank you for, maybe you're listening to this episode and your kids are sleeping just like ours, and you're having to watch this at the end of the day. And we just thank you. And maybe you watch us when you wake up in the morning and you're on your morning walk, which a lot of you have shared with us that you do, or you listen to us when you're driving and making your commute to work. And we just thank you for tuning in at all. So thank you guys for joining us, and we'll catch you next time on another episode of
What Anna Said podcast.
Bye.